Hi everyone. Um, Honestly, I have to say I'm a little bit tired of reading from his perspective, from Patrick Bateman's perspective. I don't know. I feel like I already got my fix of what his character is, and now I'm just getting the same thing over and over. Like I know who his character is. Like it's like the story is establishing him as a character over and over when he's already been established, and other characters and other characters too a little bit, but for the most part, I feel like I'm just getting tired of him and reading from his perspective all the time. And that's something that I don't really have a lot of hope for because I'm pretty sure the whole novel is in his perspective. And yeah, it can kind of have a little bit of humor and it's kind of funny sometimes, but for the most part, I mean, finding it kind of tiring. Hi everyone. So how are you? I have not been reading much lately. I decided that I would keep. I was kind of between, reading a different book, maybe something romance or something more lighthearted. While I was on American Psycho, but I basically stopped reading. And instead, I'm working on my novel that I've been really working for years at this point. But I've been changing things and rewriting things forever, and postponing things. And if you're a writer, you probably know what I mean. That you're constantly working on the outline, the characters, instead of really writing like the actual story. And I just think that I really want to work on it right now. Well, I have free time and I don't want to postpone it anymore. I want to have it done. And it is fiction, but I'm not sure I want to go over exactly what it is about, but I felt like I wanted to write something that's a bit less cynical than some of the books that I've been more exposed to lately, I guess. Not that there's anything really wrong with, I guess, being cynical to some degree in terms of fiction. I mean, in terms of books anyway, novels. But I feel like I wanted to write something a bit more almost optimistic towards humanity. I was thinking of something that is essentially like Breaking Bad, but inversed, or opposite, in the sense that someone who's on the verge of like losing their humanity and becoming sort of moralless, or losing their ethics and their humanity and their morals, and instead they choose to reclaim their humanity and to become better than they were before. I just think that I want to write something a bit more optimistic like that. Although I do appreciate stories that are very serious and really pessimistic. But at the same time, I feel like I want to see more stories like that one that have a bit more of an optimistic take, I guess. And I'm still struggling a bit with the ending because I feel like the things that I was planning were really not giving the message that I really wanted to get to. So I'm still struggling with that, but I'm still gonna keep writing on it, keep writing with it in it. I want to make sesame balls today, right now. It's nighttime, so my kitchen is a bit dirty right now because I already cooked today. There's some here, but yeah. But yeah, I want to make sesame balls, but I think I'm gonna make them flat so that I don't have to use as much oil, because I don't like to waste oil. Because you can use it once or twice, but you have to dispose of it after that. So yeah, I don't like to be, wasting a bunch of oil like that. So yeah. Basically just doing it to use this up before it goes bad. This is red bean paste, of course. I'm using glutinous rice flour, as you can see. You can get this online or in Asian markets. Hi guys, so something insane just happened. I was going down from a level to the other on the street, and I fell down. I fell down. I don't know what those are called in English, but between two. I was going down the street. The point is, I was crossing from one street to the other. I fell down, and I scraped right below the knee on my left knee, and then in my right foot, which scares me a bit more. It feels like I twisted it or something. I went to a pharmacy, and this guy just looked at me quick and said, "It seems fine. You can walk." And I can walk. It's a little bit painful. It's fine. But what's interesting to me about myself is that I still decided that I was gonna go and take a coffee after that happened. Like I wasn't gonna just go back to my house and rest or anything. I mean, I'm gonna cook today anyway, so I'm gonna be, standing up most of the time either way, and it's fine. Hey everyone, so I'm going to do my makeup on camera as I often do lately, and I decided that first of all, let me just put up my lip balm. I think I'm going to go for a purple look, maybe. I don't want to get too emotional on my channel, but something quite bad just happened. Two things just happened pretty much at the same time. So yesterday, the least serious thing is that yesterday I rolled my ankle, sprained, I think it's called, yeah, sprained my ankle. And I'm okay. I mean, it's a bit painful sometimes, but it's a matter of rest and all that. It was really stupid because it almost feels like such a stupid mistake to make. And I forgot to bring any. Well, I'm gonna take the NYX Mystic Petals palette. I'm gonna use this shade here as like a base color. And well, some people helped me up. I fell down on the street. While crossing the street, it wasn't a very busy street, but some people, there was a guy in a motorbike, a woman who was getting out of the Starbucks that was crossing the street, and then there was also a woman who was in her car, and she offered to take me to a pharmacy where there was a doctor there, right? I went there, and this girl who worked at Starbucks, she was very helpful. She was with me the whole time, very nice, and she insisted on just being with me the whole time. Not the whole time, but the thing is, I had to go buy groceries after that, so I was really insisting that I had to do it. And the thing is, I actually felt not too much pain on my ankle at the moment, so I felt like it was fine, right? And it wasn't. It really wasn't. This is kind of a downer video, by the way. It wouldn't be if it was just about the ankle. But the thing is, my father just told us that he is going to have to go to the hospital because he got an infection. He was just diagnosed, but he'd been sick for a while, but he just got diagnosed and he has an infection that affects his heart. And it seems to be pretty serious. And I don't know, it's just this feeling, I have this feeling of doom, you know, which I guess is mostly the anxiety and all that. But it doesn't feel good. And really, even looking at the facts, I mean, it's not looking good. He's gonna take antibiotics, they're at the hospital, and I don't know how things are gonna turn out. He's gonna be there for several weeks apparently, and he went today already, and I just can't shake that feeling, you know, that could be the last time that I see him. But I don't want to speak that into existence, you know. And I don't know if that means that I'm going to film less often or that I'm gonna film more often because I'm gonna distract myself. But I feel like I can't do it. I almost feel like whenever I try to distract myself, I can't. I keep going back to the same feeling, you know. I keep going back to the same worries, and I don't know. It's just so uncertain, you know, this sort of transition time, especially yesterday when he hadn't gone to the hospital yet, and I was thinking of all the possibilities. It's somewhat relieving to have a diagnosis, but I still feel like there's a lot of uncertainty because I don't know what the chances are, what's the outlook, how things are looking for him specifically. You know, there's just a lot of uncertainty still now. I cried the whole night yesterday and I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up every couple of hours, and then I was awake for an hour again, and then I woke, and then I fell asleep for a couple of more hours, and then I woke up again, and I don't know, maybe I also stopped taking clonazepam, clonopin a couple of days ago because my doses were supposed to lower until I stopped taking it, so I've stopped taking it. And I am taking melatonin, but that's not doing that much, at least not in comparison to the other thing. But at the same time, I guess that it's because of the worries, you know. I'm not sure if even clonazepam could really force me to just fall asleep that easily under those circumstances. So, I mean, who knows? I don't want this video to be like a full-on downer. And, you know, I think there are good things that could come from this, in the sense that at least he's in the hospital. You know, it's better to be in the hospital getting treatment than to not. And I'm glad that I told him that I loved him before he left to the hospital, because, you know, that might as well be what I tell him before he leaves. I mean, because I would probably regret it if I hadn't told him that. Even if it's kind of paranoid, or, you know, it's a little bit of overreacting, because, you know, people go into the hospital all the time and they're fine and all, and I know that, but he's always been so healthy, you know, so even for his age, he's 70, but he's always been so healthy, you know, and very, pretty thin, pretty active, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink, not a lot anyway, some beer, some wine once in a while, but that's it. And he's just a very healthy person in his diet too. I mean, it seems like he did everything right, you know, but I don't know, those things just happen, but it doesn't feel right. It feels like this is not something that is supposed to happen to him in a way. I'm actually preparing to make another video about fashion right now. I obviously, like I said, I sprained my ankle, so I can't really be standing up. I wanted to make a fashion video where I try on different outfits with clothes that I haven't really been wearing much, but I can't really be standing up and, you know, changing my clothes over and over for like a long time. So yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I'm gonna make a sort of discussion type of video, which is the type of video that I pretty much always do anyway, that I always fall back on, I think. And in a way, I think it's good to some degree that this almost happens simultaneously, because I almost don't really think about my ankle sprain, because there's such a bigger thing going on that's really what worries me the most. I guess that's both good and bad. But you know, I don't know. I guess it's better for both things to happen at once than for one thing to end and then another one starts right after. This heroin make mascara, by the way, someone recommended it to me on a video. I think it was my makeup declare video, and it's actually really good. This isn't actually a waterproof version, but it's pretty waterproof, I would say. It's the volume and curl mascara, and I think it really does hold the curl. It doesn't really smudge unless it does smudge a little bit when I cry, but the one time that I cried while wearing it, I was also wearing a little bit of eyeshadow under it there, so that could also be it. But it seems to be fairly waterproof, and it seems to be very good at keeping a curl, so I'm very impressed with it, because like I mentioned that time, it's kind of hard for me to find mascaras that don't smudge on my lower waterline, on my lower lash line, I mean. So yeah, that's pretty much it for, well, actually I want to put on just a bit of this lipstick. So yeah, I hope too that I ended the blog on like a not too negative note, and I guess this isn't exactly a reading blog after all, so I guess I'm just gonna title it a blog. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the blog, and I hope you got something out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.